Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here with my Time Wizard. So you know it's time for another Throwback Thursday. Today we're going to be playing one of my favorite tech decks from the Critters format. We like to call this one like Catapult Control. So it's fun because we get to utilize kind of our opponent's monsters while controlling and doing sort of like a little baby burn strategy. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get you guys a deck list, right? So first and foremost, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Cannon Soldier. Now, believe it or not, when we combine him with another spell later on in the deck, he's going to become a quite important starter. He's actually going to help us search out just about anything we want and need. Next up, we're going to have 2 copies of the Catapult Turtle. Now, Catapult Turtle is less guaranteed on damage. Cannon Soldier is always 500. But when you look at the Catapult Turtle, what you're going to see is his damage is half of the attack of the monster that was tributed while it was on the field. Now that's very important. We're going to mess with that wording here in a little bit. But for now, we need to stack some of those moves. So since it is Metal Raiders available, we are going to be able to use 3 copies of the Dark Elf. So this is a color swap of the Mystical Elf. In fact, it's an everything swap. The other one is light. This is dark. They're both 4 stars. They're both spellcasters. One is 8 by 2,000. This one is 2,000 by 8. This one will cost 1,000 points to attack with, but if you can get the direct attack, it's okay because you're going to do 2,000 points. We got a good defender in our Giant Soldier of Stone. We're going to play a single copy of the Jirai Gumo. Now, for everybody going, but you're playing a Catapult Turtle, and that would be 1,100 points right there. Where are the rest? They're in the side deck. Today's side deck is more metaphorical. It's not real. We're going to talk about some options afterward. Things that you guys might choose to add in to your own side deck. Since this is really just kind of like a basic idea to show you guys what we played with back then. And if you guys are going to indulge yourselves in playing this format, this is just a guideline. So like next up, I'm playing 3 Lajins because it's more standardized. I don't have to do the coin flip like you would with Jirai Gumo. And again, with Jirai, if you call that thing wrong, you're losing half your life points. Go to Lajin, always 18, always free to attack. It's pretty standard. It might be blah, but it's standard. I'll play another defender. We'll play 3 copies of Mystical Elf. And now this is going to make sense here in a minute because you guys might think, like, why not Wall of Illusion? And you'd be right. Wall of Illusion's got a great effect, but it's about the stats I'm going to show you here in a minute. We need the bigger defense. The whole reason this format is called Critters is Sangan and Witch. Now, between these 2 monster cards, we can search any monster card in our deck. Okay, Sangan, when goes from field to grave, gives us attack power 1,500 or less to hand, Witch gives us 1,500 or less defense to hand. So whereas Sangan cannot search out Elf, Jirai, or Lajin, Witch can. So again, this is semi-important information. This will help you get to all your cards quicker. Moving into your spells, we are going to have 2 copies of Card Destruction. Again, this is really good. We want to get into our combo pieces as soon as we can. If our opponent happens to be playing something like an Exodia build, we want to go ahead, we want to like decimate their hand. And these count as like really good attacks against big ol' Exodia. So, not bad. Change of Heart is our first option that lets us really take our opponent's monsters for either the Cannon Soldier or the Catapult Turtle effect, or maybe you weren't able to special summon the Catapult Turtle like normal, you can tribute summon into it. Still very valid. Next up, we got Dark Hole, because again, when it gets bad, it's going to be bad, so we might just have to restart the field. Fun thing to do with that is Last Will. So this spell card works a couple ways, and like I'm always talking about ways that we can compare Yu-Gi-Oh to Magic, and like if we had to talk about cards, it could be Power 9 level. This card got like maybe 3 print runs or something, and it's been banned since forever. It's just never come back. And the way it works, I'm going to simplify that block of text. When you activate this once per turn, when a monster leaves your side of the field and goes to the graveyard, you special summon a 1,500 or less attack value monster card. So the reason our Cannon Soldier becomes a starter is we can summon the Cannon Soldier, activate the Last Will, tribute the Cannon Soldier. This will deal 500 points of damage to start. Last Will kicks off, gets us our Catapult Turtle in defense mode. Just special summons it. Because again, it says it got 1,000 attack. So putting in defense, not an issue. Doesn't specify attack or defense value. Sorry, position. Does in fact actually specify what the maximum is for the attack value. And then that's that. Moving on, might be able to play it back through Monster Reborn. Of course, you might just go ahead and take your opponent's big monster that you use Change of Heart on, and you might launch it at him twice. So again, with big cards like Blue Eyes still lurking around, that could be 3,000 points within just a few cards. Pot of Greed, another great card, probably another Power 9 contender. Again, you just play because it's good. Same thing with Geki. If I don't get to destroy my side of the field while I'm trying to gain advantage, I don't want to. My order didn't come in quite as fast as I was hoping this week. So I just pulled my 2 out of Speed Duel. 2 Shields and Swords. Now, this is really fun because if we do go into combat, this means Catapult Turtle, Giant Soldier Stone, and Mystical Elf are hitting like freight trains. It also means that they're going to be punching over things like Summon Skull. I'm pretty sure they beat Judge Man. I think the only things they're not beating are like Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, and Dark Magician, as far as like mainstay played cards at the time. And then additionally, what's going to happen is since we've able to modify the the attack values, Catapult Turtle will actually get a solid attack off when tributing my defenders. So now my defenders are worth 1,000 points a shot instead of the variable. I think it's between 4 and 650 as far as what they'd normally be between Mystical Elf and the Giant Soldier. So again, this just adds more playability. 3 soul exchanges. Again, if you were going to tribute a monster this turn, it doesn't have to be for tribute summon, guys. We get tribute for a burn effect. Not only does this let us get their card off the field, it also allows us to do damage, and chances are we're playing defensively, so we're not actually super motivated to go to the battle phase. And to round this deck up, because again, I think I added the Jirai Gumo, or I just didn't want to lop off a Lajin when I was building this. This thing came out to 41 cards. The last 4 will be a Mirror Force, because again, Metal Raiders gave us one of the best traps. And 3 will Baku, because there are just going to be turns where like you're not going to do a whole lot. And you don't want to leave yourself open on accident. So that's going to be good. As far as things that you would be able to play in the side deck, again, I don't have a physical one for you because I felt this was a good conversation spot. Good cards to go in there. Literally anything. You could put in Ultimate Offering. Ultimate Offering and going Sangan for Witch is a fun way with Cannon Soldier to deal off some decent damage. Before, going off into something else, and then maybe using a Last Will to get one of your defenders up. So this way you could go to Shield and Sword before you fire off your last defenders. That's a good strategy. Heavy Storm is a good sideboard move. Trap Holes, great sideboard move. Just Desserts, just to get more damage out there. I want to say Princess Tsurugi was around at this point. You could have gotten away with that. Reusing stuff with like especially with like Swords of Revealing Light being a great addition for this. Magician of Faith, allowing you to either get back Last Will, get your Change of Heart, get your Soul Exchange, get back the Shield and Sword, whatever you wanted, really. Magician of Faith could be a great addition. Other big defenders, again, I've already got Giant Soldier and Mystical Elf here. Spirit of the Harp was available to you guys. Aquamador, if you want something with a little, I think it's got 1,200 attack value. If you guys are trying to play in a bigger defense card, I do not remember offhand if the Labyrinth Wall was in this set, but I'm thinking Illusionist Faceless Mage might have been. I didn't do a whole bunch of homework. And you know what? I'm going to pause real quick and I'm going to look it up. Okay, so with you guys looking it up, I'm looking for Labyrinth Wall. I'm not Because, like, there's Labyrinth Tank. I'm not really seeing Labyrinth Wall. Unless I'm just calling it the wrong thing. I guess you guys could always use Prevent Rat. Prevent Rat would be like another 2K defender. He was kind of different. Extra copies. Sorry, not Karibo. Extra copies of Jirai Guma would obviously be good because you do have the 2200. Again, I just don't want to attack with him because every time I gamble with a coin, it tends to not work out in my favor. I just said Illusionist, Faceless Mage. It is in the set, so I'd get that point right. And again, this would be 2200 defense. And again, we could special summon this off of our last will. So again, that's not a bad option. It helps bolster defenses. I just can't believe like Labyrinth Wall wasn't. I thought Labyrinth Tank and Labyrinth Wall came out of the same set. So maybe we'll get that one next set when we get into Spell Ruler. So that's cool. That's not terrible. You could also play something like Shadow Ghoul if you really wanted to. Just to go ahead and bank off the larger attacks from putting everything in the graveyard. Horn of Heaven and Solemn Judgment could probably see some play here too. Probably Solemn Judgment over Horn of Heaven. I don't see a lot of counter traps this early in the game unless it's Solemn Judgment, so is what it is. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, like, comment, sub, support the channel. If you didn't, let me know why, maybe, or don't. It's fine. You guys go out, have a lovely day, and I hope to see you guys again on the next one, all right? See you later.